I'm pretty disappointed with that Nintendo Direct. I got to be completely honest. It was a straight up like C if I had to give it a letter grade. I'm seeing people online saying that it was like an A plus show. This was one of the best Nintendo Directs I've ever seen in their life. And I want to make something perfectly clear for those people who've been maybe watching my videos about like the state of play, Summer Game Fest, and all that. I think it's possible to have great games at a show, but the show itself be bad. The entertainment value per minute I don't think was very good. There was a lot of downtime. I took notes. I took notes on my phone throughout all these down parts. There's just a bunch of slog parts in the show, and maybe I think I liked Summer Game Fest the most out of this fake E3 season because that was the only one I didn't watch the show. I missed the show, and at night I watched the trailers for the games I was interested, and I was just excited for all of that. And then, but for this, the best part of the direct was before the direct even started. I was sitting there crapping my pants. I was excited. I felt like I was maybe being a little bit of a Nintendo fanboy. I had to pull back a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, like, am I being a fanboy here? Do I really just like Nintendo the most of the three companies? Because I have all the consoles and everything. And then I'm just like thinking, like, I try to be a bit of objective. I'm like, no, I do think over the course of the next 10 years, Nintendo's just set up to just have the ultimate console and the best platform. And so I was very excited. And there were the leaks, right? Ocarina of Time. I was very excited for Ocarina of Time. Like I knew what I was very expecting Final Fantasy VII Remake during Summer Game Fest. I knew about the Gears of War E-Day for Xbox. Those are some of my favorite games of all time. But that wasn't making me feel the way Ocarina of Time was making me feel. Like I was really realizing before this event, I'm like, man, Ocarina of Time, Zelda and Ocarina of Time is so special that even though there's these leaks, even though I'm like cautiously optimistic, maybe borderline pessimistic about that game, and the necessity for that remake, I was excited. Like, what is it? What's it going to look like? What's it going to play like? And there were rumors going around that the last 10 minutes of the show was going to be focused on one final game. So I feel like a lot of people saw those kind of rumors and were fully expecting that this direct, the last 10 minutes, we were going to see Ocarina of Time Remake. We were going to be seeing it playing. And yeah, let's just jump right to Ocarina of Time Remake. I got notes on things I thought were noteworthy, but let's just start with Ocarina of Time Remake because that's what the show was like. I feel like everybody was going in expecting Ocarina of Time Remake, and we got it. Got Ocarina of Time Remake. It was just a teaser trailer, right? Not 10 minutes, no gameplay, just a teaser trailer. So I think a lot of people were disappointed, and that's funny because that's exactly why I don't like these Nate the Hate leaks and this like gaming leak culture. Because if we didn't know anything about Ocarina of Time Remake, this would have been a moment. This would have been legendary. I would have crapped my pants. And that's what after 50 minutes of slogging, I would have been so hyped, and I probably would just be filled with dopamine saying that this was an A plus direct. I probably would have been very hyped. It was just a teaser trailer. The graphics I feel like kind of are aligning up with probably like Movie Link, which is definitely a path I considered. Like I have some prediction videos of what I thought they would do, either Breath of the Wild style or like realistic movie style. So I'm really happy to see the graphics in that direction, but the graphics don't make a good game. So we got to see what like the gameplay and the overworld's like. It could still be very Breath of the Wild, like not actually the normal Breath of the Wild map that's in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So like thankfully that's gonna not be the same. So I'm way more optimistic with the game so far, but we're not out in clear water yet, right? So yeah, I don't know. That moment could have just been so much better. So yeah, I'm very disappointed with this direct because the pacing was bad. But then we also had the Nate the Hate leaks, which kind of like spoiled a lot of it. And there was even some leaks yesterday too that I saw going into it that I actually started getting excited about, and then I got disappointed during it. So again, some notes. So the two most important parts of the show are the opening and the closing, right? You can say this about any game show, right? This show is filled with great games. Let's make that clear. They're good games. I didn't think the show was that good. The opening and closing of any show is the best parts of the entire show, the most important parts. We ended with a teaser trailer instead of like actual gameplay or even like an actual trailer for Ocarina of Time, the game everybody wanted, right? And everybody was expecting because of the leaks. So that ended up being a disappointment, not necessarily even Nintendo's fault. That was just because of the Nate the Hate leaks. But they opened up with Rhythm Heaven. Like, come on. I'm sure if I played Rhythm Heaven, I would like it. Like, it looks like my kind of game. I think I would have fun with it. I'm actually going to skip it. And honestly, just because I'm collecting for the Switch 2 and it's a Switch 1 game, it might be like a dumb reason, but like, I'm just not going to get it day one. There's just too much to play right now. It looks like I would have fun with it, but it's like, I don't think it's show opener worthy. I think it made sense that like after they're like, this was the game coming to Switch 1. Let's just get that out of the way. We're going to focus all on Switch 2. And they were just getting here's just Switch 1 exclusive content, which they had to specify. You can also play it on Switch 2. It's like, no duh, there's backwards compatible. But That was a choice, right? What a weak opening. I'm sitting there excited, crapping my pants before the showcase, and then it's like rhythm heaven, you know. So I don't know. And then they showed so many, just like it was like a partner direct, right? They showed so many just third party games throughout it. Again, 50 minutes long. You could cut so many of these out and just make them tweets, just trailers. Like I don't know. The Toy Story collection got announced the other week. That was a really hype announcement. That was just a tweet, right? That didn't show up in a direct. So many of these games could have just been tweets, right? But some of the ones that like really stick out to me is like Stellar Blade, dude. I love Stellar Blade. If you only have a Switch 2, you don't have access to a PS5 or PC or anything, like you gotta play Stellar Blade. It's a phenomenal game. It's a game that's up there with Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's like it's I don't know. Our favorite games do weird things to us, right? So Stellar Blade's so good to me that it's double dip worthy for me. Like I want that in my Nintendo Switch library. I'm fully expecting it to be a game key card, right? I don't know the file size of it, but just like asset streaming wise, modern games, the asset streamings, they said that kind of stuff about Star Wars Outlaws. Like, there's like a technical reason for it to be a game key card. I think Stellar Blade's gonna be one of those, so fully expecting that. But I want that in my Nintendo Switch 2 library. I want to build the ultimate library of my favorite games. And then One Piece, dude. There was a One Piece game. I'm a big One Piece fan. I got a Dragon Ball shirt on, but I love One Piece. One Piece is maybe my favorite anime. Um, and it looks like an okay game. It actually looks like it'd be fun. It's Bandai Namco. You know it's gonna be a game key card, but like I don't know. It's just like there's a Jujutsu Kaisen game announced later. I didn't care about that. I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but not as much as One Piece. So it's like this is probably like a nothing burger announcement for so many people, and that's like how these shows work, right? There's probably gonna be something that you like out of it. And if this One Piece game's like $30, dude, like I want that in my collection, on my library. Just sprinkle in just my favorite games into it. It's Bandai Namco. It'll be a game key card. Something noteworthy: Pokopia DLC. It's actually kind of funny with that game being a game key card, and then you have like a season pass like DLC, which is like if it was full on cart, you have all this extra content with DLC that's just not on the cart, and so it's just like it's this mood point that it's a game key card, and then you get the DLC, and it's like it just is what it is. You don't have to wait for a complete version, full physical, but I haven't played Pokopia yet. I hear great things about it. Love Animal Crossing. And this is almost like advertisement to me to just wait till the season passes up before I give Pokopia a chance. So it has all the content because I feel like those kind of games I burn out on them after like 40 hours. That's how it was with Animal Crossing. And I'll probably revisit Animal Crossing New Horizon. I'm sure I will someday. And when I do, there'll be all this DLC. That'll be cool. But I think it'll be cool with Pokopia to when I finally get around to trying it out that all this DLC is out. So like that's kind of nice for the backlog just to like wait longer till all that DLC is out. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, September. That's where I predicted that in my prediction video for the Nintendo's 2026. A lot of people were like, "Where's Fire Emblem?" The first, earlier in the year, where's Fire Emblem? I was like, dude, this says September game written all over it. So that was in September. Ninjala, this is an interesting one because I remember that coming out on the Switch 1. I was super interested in it when they first announced it, like whatever direct that was. But then it was an online multiplayer only game. Didn't care for that. This one, I got to look into this a little more. It's on my radar because that looked like a single player experience. And so if this is a single player game with a physical copy, I would consider picking that up. I mean, I have to do a little more research that this is like first party Nintendo or published by Nintendo, something like that. But I'm pretty sure they have a stake in it. And so like for collecting purposes, like again, the first one, I was really interested in it until I found it was just like a digital only, online only game. So it's on my radar. Okay, the DK challenge stuff. Boo, boo. I saw spoilers last night about Nintendo achievements coming out for like the retro games on the online service, and there was screenshots of all this Donkey Kong stuff, and I was getting really excited about this. I used to be addicted to achievements. I used to be an achievement hunter. I get the platinum trophies sometime. Currently getting the one for Pragmata. Love that game. I wouldn't be getting that trophy if I was playing on Switch 2, right? So I do fall victim to achievements still to this day. Not as addictive as I was, but when I saw this, I was like, you know what? This could be so much fun. Like if these old retro games have achievements that kind of make them relevant again, where I could like, maybe I'll like hop on and do a stream at night and play Donkey Kong Country or just like the NES Donkey Kong Country, the arcade game, and just try to get some achievements. And like, I don't know, that could be like a fun thing to do on the channel. Just try to get my Nintendo Online retro gamer score to like 10,000 and just chip away at it and just be fun. Like it's just a fun thing to do and chat with people. And then it turns out to be this just like limited time event for a couple months and you just get like digital cards and rewards. I'm not going to do any of it. Uh, got real disappointed. There was also a spoiler last night when I was like just browsing Twitter that there was gonna be like Mario Kart DLC for Mario Galaxy. Like there was like tracks or like songs that were added to the Nintendo Music app. I don't know if that was real or fake, but it looked like Galaxy tracks for Mario Kart. So maybe something like that's still coming up. But I was surprised that there was no Mario Kart in this direct. So that might be getting its own announcement later. And thinking of my predictions was Mario Kart World DLC was going to be in line with Zelda for the Zelda's 40th anniversary because we're already past the Mario Galaxy movie. But then I saw them like, oh man, like Mario Galaxy tracks, that makes too much sense. And like for Mario Kart World, they're gonna do DLC every year. Like, why would you introduce guest characters right away? Mario Galaxy stuff wouldn't make a lot of sense. But again, that's spoiler territory, or it was just a rumor territory. Again, that's something I was expected going into this, and then that didn't happen. So I hate these leaks and all that. It kind of ruins it. And then they had Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC with the Mario DLC. I never got Emerald Rush, so didn't really care for that. But I thought that was noteworthy. Like, that's cool. Like, for the, whatever, more DLC for the Donkey Kong fans. That's cool. Okay. This next one was probably the best announcement of the whole show. The Xenoblade Switch 2 editions. Dude, I'm going to need a goddamn payday loan for these games. I could not believe it. My predictions was that they were going to do a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Pikmin 4. And the thesis behind that was they already did Xenoblade X Definitive Edition, Switch 2 edition earlier this year. And I was like, surely Nintendo wouldn't do two Nintendo Switch 2 editions in the same year. I was expecting the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch 2 edition come out because that came out launch of Nintendo Switch 1. It's the oldest one out of the three because there's the definitive edition of the first one that came out in 2020, and then Xenoblade 3 came out pretty recently. So I was like, number 2 is like perfectly primed for a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Dude, they're doing all of them. If you're a hardcore Xenoblade fan, which I don't categorize myself as a hardcore Xenoblade fan, I only played the first one. You're eating so good. That is awesome. This is what I want from Zelda. This is why this was like the biggest motivation that I picked up the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because, Ocarina of Time remakes can come out. I just want like this ultimate Zelda collection on Switch 2. And Xenoblade, you fans are getting it, and you're getting it good. Every single Xenoblade, the definitive edition on Switch 2. If you're any franchise you're a fan of, you should be jealous of the Xenoblade fans because that is awesome. And yeah, we're going to need some payday loans. My wallet's going to hurt. Like, this is, I don't know. Nintendo Switch 2 is so much fun to collect for, and it's just going to have the ultimate library. I can't wait to experience the rest of the Xenoblade games. I can't emphasize it. I love the first one. I'm glad I've abstained from this franchise until now. And then they announced Xenoblade 4. You guys are eating so good. That's awesome. 2027 Xenoblade. There's a lot of people who probably don't like Xenoblade. Which is understandable, I guess. I mean, there's only, you might not like Fire Emblem, you might like this or that, but Xenoblade fans, so jealous of you. I hope to become one of you someday. I'm on the path. I loved the first game, thought it was great. I just have more to play. Xenoblade 4, awesome announcement. Probably the Xenoblade stuff is probably the best thing of the whole show, to be honest. Then we got Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. I actually thought this was great. The Nate the Hate Leaks suggested that it was going to be Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which I thought would have been a very boring release. And Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is the best move they could have done for this. Very excited for it. This is going to be it's going to be way better than the Nintendo Switch 1 version of the sports games. I don't know if it's better than Wii Sports Resorts, but a lot of people consider Wii Sports Resorts to be the best of the two sports games on the Nintendo Wii. And so, yeah, very excited for that. October. I kind of had a throwaway prediction in October for Famicom Detective Club. Would much rather have Nintendo Sports. So that is actually blowing my expectations for the 2026 season. So everything I predicted for my expectations for this, putting that in October elevated my expectations for this season of games. We got RuneScape. This RuneScape game, I still don't know what it is. I still don't know if it's online or single player. If this is a single player game, I'm really gonna like it. They showed it in the PlayStation showcase, but I thought this one, like my notes here for the Nintendo one, I thought they did a better job showing the game and talking about the game in this than PlayStation did in the State of Play. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but I really hope this has a single player physical game. If this is a digital only download, always online type of game, I'm out. But I'm nostalgic for RuneScape, and this looks pretty cool. And then they talked about Star Fox, that a demo's coming out. I'm not going to waste my precious little game time on a demo of a game I'm already going to play in a month. So I don't know, maybe for people who didn't watch the Star Fox Direct, like that's for you guys, because this is a general thing, right? Uh, Final Fantasy HD 2D. This looked awesome. And they showed like Cloud, like remake Cloud show up. Final Fantasy is perfect for HD 2D. A lot of people who complain about the Final Fantasy 7 remakes, like we want 2D, we want sprites. Like this is for you guys, and it looked awesome. So it's Square Enix, bro. It's gonna be a game key card, but it looks awesome, and I definitely want to play this. Duskblood. I'm pretty new to the Souls-like games. Played Wu Chang. That was my first one, first and only. This one is like published by Nintendo, so it's like kind of first party ish. My biggest concern with this is like they announced there's a closed network test. So if it's always online and it's like that Elden Ring DLC or that Night Rain where it's like only multiplayer online, I'm not that interested in it. And that's my big concern. Is it's FromSoft. Elden Ring is a game key card on Switch 2. This is probably be a game key card. Same thing with like the Pokopia, where it's like, yeah, it's like a Nintendo first party game, but it's being published by FromSoft or made by FromSoft, and like they probably have a say in it, so they're probably gonna make it a game key card to maximize profits and all that. And I don't know, that hurts like the collectability of it for me. It's like, if it's like first party, if it's in that same realm as Pokopia, do I get it as a game key card? But it's like, if it's multiplayer online only, I'm never gonna do that. So I have my limits, right? Like I don't mind buying games and building up a backlog that I might play someday, but like if I'm really never gonna play it someday, that's a shame. But yeah, it's like if it's first party, that hurts because I really want like a complete first party collection on Nintendo Switch 2. So it's on my radar, but I don't know, it's a bit weird. Splatoon Raiders, again, all this advertising for a game that comes out in a couple months. I'm already gonna get it. I was spacing out a little bit, but man, they're going hard on the promo for this game, right? They're doing comics on the Nintendo Direct app, or the Nintendo Today app. They're doing a Splatoon Raiders Direct that's just like only for that game. Splatoon 3 events, live streaming tournaments. They are going hard for this game. I mean, Splatoon's very popular, right? Like don't underestimate that. And Splatoon Raiders being a single player game is why I'm so interested in it, because I mainly played the single player in those games. Play a little bit online, but the single players like have a lot to desire. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Splatoon Raiders. Definitely will pick that up. Minecraft Switch 2, that's noteworthy, right? Like, Minecraft's a huge game. Switch 2 version. My biggest concern with this is it a code in a box or a game key card, right? I don't think it's going to be full physical. But Microsoft's been releasing a lot of code in boxes, and that's killing the collectability for that. I'm not a big Minecraft guy. I think my kids will enjoy Minecraft, and so I'm not going to, like, rob them of that experience. And I'm just coming out of Minecraft guy now doesn't mean I won't be when we get those lazy Sundays and sit in the living room for hours and playing that on co-op. So that's on my radar, right? Not a day one purchase, but like I will keep my eye on that. Hopefully it's at least a game key card. Space Marine 2 got announced during one of the sizzle reels. If you haven't played that game and you only have access to Switch 2, dude, check that out. I got a video on my channel covering Space Marine 2. Super underrated, hidden gem game. Awesome. And I don't know if it's double dip. It's double dip worthy for me if it's on sale for like $20 or less. So I fully expect it to be a game key card. Let's just be real. Rise of Tomb Raider Switch 2 edition. Love those games. If that was full physical, I would definitely add that to my collection. Game keycard wise, we gotta go $20 or less. But that's cool. That's a cool announcement. Kingdom Hearts collections, right? These are gonna be game keycards. We got Square Enix. They want to maximize profits, but those games are only cloud versions of the Nintendo Switch 1. So like the best that we're gonna get is a game keycard for these. It's the Kingdom Hearts games. I only played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts. It's criminal how little I've played. And so like this collection again on the Switch 2, these are gonna definitely be worthy on my Nintendo Switch 2 library. Even as game key cards. And then Kingdom Hearts 4, like, you Kingdom Hearts fans are definitely eating good on the Switch 2, and the Switch 2 is going to be the ultimate place to play these games. And then, of course, we ended with the Ocarina of Time teaser, which was just like, I felt like I wasted 15 minutes of my life. So again, like, I went over this video, I covered a bunch of stuff that I liked, that was noteworthy. There are good games throughout this, no doubt about it. But as a show, it's just like, it didn't need to be 15 minutes long. It definitely could have only been 30 minutes. Like, they didn't have to show thumb wrestling for Nintendo Switch Sports Resorts, right? So I don't know. I do think it was a C show. Good games, C show. And so, like, again, I can't emphasize that enough. You can have great games and the show be bad. That's how I felt about the State of Play. I think Wolverine's going to be a great game. God of War is going to be a great game. But as a show, it was a bad show. And maybe I said that Summer Game Fest was a great show, but I didn't watch the show. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. So, yeah, what do you guys think about all this? Were you disappointed? Were you hyped? Did Nate the Hates Leaks make this show better or worse for you? Please let me know down in the comments. I really want to know. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Later.